Hey guys, thanks for joining us on Jason J. Daniels show. Hey, here we are again. We're just having we're hanging out. We want to talk about drones. I've got Bishop with me from Country Fried Podcast. You can follow him at Country Fried, or you can follow the Country Fried Podcast at CFP Country on X, and also he has a Rumble account as well. Um, his show is pretty good. It's very different. It's very eclectic, so you should check out his shows. Different than this. This one's boring. His is exciting. He has a lot of good guests. How are you doing, Bishop?
I'm good.
Good. I'm glad you're good. Um, I want to show you something really quick. We do have people watching, so I know, shocking. I want to
We
show you
do.
something really quick. Yeah, they're already queued up because we went live. Now, I need to check. My mic sounds good to you, right? I need to do a mic check here on X. Let's see here, live on X. Okay, we are live. See the live. Let's check it out. Open live video. Let's see here. All right, cool. We sound good. Okay, just double checking. If this mic, it's a new mic I'm testing. It's like my fourth one. If it goes off, let me know. So yeah, we got some folks joining, guys. If you are interested in joining, we have a live chat going. You can jump into the live chat. I'm gonna provide. I'll give you a link. So we're gonna talk about drones tonight over New Jersey. Pretty crazy situation. Like I have no like idea what is even happening with that. But before we do that, I want to show Bishop something. Did you watch the Heisman ceremony? Did you keep track of that at all?
I saw that Travis Hunter won, and I saw a little bit of his speech.
Okay, what'd you think of his speech?
I saw it was on TikTok, so I saw just a couple of minutes. It wasn't,
The whole thing?
you know, it was nice. He's class, he's a classy kid. He's a class act. I mean, he had, you know, he he's talented. I mean, I think what I heard the second runner up was probably more deserving than he was, but
Yeah, Janty's a beast. Yeah,
Travis
he should
has
have won.
more.
Yeah, yeah,
Travis has
Janty's a
more pizzazz and more personality. So the Heisman will, it's more of a giving him the Heisman is better for the brand of the Heisman because he's more of a flashy player,
that makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
But that guy played for Boise State, I think.
Yeah, Janty, he's a beast. In fact, we would have saw him, but I didn't know they came out and played San Jose State last month, and we totally missed it. But this guy,
So
200 yards, he's good for 200 yards a game and like two or three touchdowns. It's insane.
which one plays in a better conference?
Janty, he's on a Boise's ranked 12. He's on a ranked team now. Hunter's team got ranked eventually, but you're right. What you said is 100% right. He's good for the brand. He is a nice kid. He hasn't done anything crazy. He hasn't broken any laws. He is a good representative of the Heisman for sure. But
Right.
but statistically, um, he's really no match for Janty. Like Janty leads in touchdowns, uh, and he leads in I think carries and leads in like overall yards. Crazy. I wanted to show you this here on the screen. This is Dylan Gabriel from Oregon. This was the bling he was wearing tonight. There was four candidates. He was in the top four. What do you think of that? That's crazy. How much do you think that's worth?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I mean, to me, it's all just make believe trash. It doesn't really
I
it
took
doesn't really mean
I took
anything
that
to me.
picture
It
by the way and it
doesn't.
blew it. 33,000 views or 34,000 views right now. I posted that and people are, saying, "Oh, it's borrowed or it's like, rental." Like he's not rental. I'm thinking it's like $1 million on his arms. I was just being ridiculous. Maybe what, half a million?
No, I don't think that 500,000. No, no,
You don't
no. The
think so?
watch might be like the watch might be like 20. I don't know what the watch is. It's a Rolex. I'm not sure what it even is.
Hey,
Maybe
they
let's
didn't
let's just
say. It's
let's
hard to
just
say,
say.
but they had him do this with his hands, and that's where I captured it. I'm not sure. I
I mean,
I
it's
don't
nice.
think that's a
It's not
Rolex. That's
like
probably like a step above. But
it's nice. I mean, it's something a young immature man who has
would
a lot
wear.
of money does. They don't buy jewelry. They show it off in an image. I mean, it doesn't really even.
Yeah.
He
Well,
could be a bust. He could be broke in 3 years. He could have, seven kids, and that'd be who knows. So
he probably already has seven.
he,
Well,
he,
they're gonna play now. They're ranked number one. They're gonna play in the national. They're undefeated this year, and so they're gonna play in the playoffs in 2 weeks. And they're if he wins the Natty, if he wins the championship, he's clearly gonna go high. He's a quarterback. He'll go high in the draft. Hopefully, he doesn't go top 10 because that's crazy. Top 10 quarterbacks are not. That's dumb. But anyway, let's talk about drones. That's what I brought you on. You have experience with drones. You know the drone thing. You're more involved in it. I have no clue. So I wanted to bring you on to like just kind of chat it up because I haven't had a chance to actually dig into the story. And it's becoming such a big story. It's in our faces. Like they're talking about it all the time. And now all the stories are getting like kind of mixed up and like who's who's in charge who's responsible for the drones over New Jersey. So so take it away. Tell me, what do you think?
I've thought about this for quite a while. I'm not, I'll give you my theory.
Okay.
Okay, it's my crazy theory,
Yeah,
right?
I want
Right.
to know because I don't have an idea.
So I've calmed down the process of elimination here. So number one, we know that Mayorkas is a liar, right?
Yes, 100%,
Mayorkas goes on TV and tells us the border is secure. We know he's lying.
100%.
He tells us that border guards were whipping Haitian immigrants. He's a liar. We know he's lying. Okay. So they tell us not to worry about it, but they don't know what it is. That makes
Yeah,
no sense at all. It's like if for order for them to tell us not to worry about it, they must know what it is, and they must know that it's harmless to us. Or, um, like okay, let's say it's like some sort of protest group. Like if they're raising banners that said "Free Gaza," right? That
on
would
the
make
drone.
sense to me.
Right, right. Okay, yeah,
On the
like a
drone, right?
message.
Like a message, right? That would make sense to me. Okay. Now, let's say it's some drone group, some drone society, and they're kind of like doing like the whole crop
like a
circle thing.
like a drone gang. like
Drone thing, right?
like all these
No,
drone gangs,
but
like are
here's
just like sons of dronarchy, just showing up with their drones, like to raise
but here's the
chaos.
thing here's the thing is like, let's say you're doing that, right?
Uh,
Doing what they're doing is risking a lot. You not only are doing FAA violations, but you're gonna get your shit fucked up. Like you're gonna get like you're just to do a drone prank, you're risking a lot to do that. Make
so
sense?
okay, so you're eliminating. So first, you're saying okay, the Biden administration, they're liars. Whatever they say is bullshit.
Yeah,
So boom, and
they're
they're
liars.
saying they're saying there's nothing to see here. So you're saying because they're
They know
saying
nothing.
that it means that there's something that's being hidden. You think the story's big?
So I think this okay. So now I'm gonna get way out. I'm gonna get way out in my
Well,
theory here.
first let
Okay.
me eliminate. Okay, you said, but now you're eliminating not a drone gang. So you've eliminated that, and you're saying that it's not.
Yes.
It's not. There is something to it, and it's not average people getting their drones on. Okay,
Yes.
what's your crazy theory?
So a few weeks ago, there was some rumblings on the internet about the James Webb Telescope. Did you hear about this?
No, see, and this is why I brought you on because you're all involved in this stuff, the theories,
Okay.
conspiracy
So
theories.
here was, in order to use the telescope, you got to do have like a whole research thing going on to where like you got to submit your what you want to use the telescope for. You want to use it for 3 days to look at this
You mean
portion of
borrow
the
a big,
of
you
the
borrow
sun.
like a big telescope?
No, dude, like the fucking telescope floating in the fucking space right now.
Okay,
You
there's
know what I'm
okay.
talking about?
Yeah, not really, but like I know they're out there. So you're saying you have to you have
The
to you
most
have to.
advanced, the most
I'll let you
advanced
go.
telescope, dude, is floating in space right now.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
It's called the
they're
James Webb
seeing.
Telescope.
Yes, this thing is more advanced than the other one, like the one that was
Hubble,
jacked up in space.
the Hubble,
Hubble. Yes,
the old one.
yes. This thing is seeing beyond what we've ever seen before. Okay,
Okay, deep in space.
so be deeper than we ever. It's changing the history book. It's changing our process of like how the universe was started. They've realized they don't know shit anyway. things are like they're more clear picture than we've ever seen before. It's changing science and the universe, right? So
Okay.
out of nowhere, the government formed like some research company with like $130 million bankroll, which is like absurd amount of money. Usually these research programs for these universities have like a couple hundred thousand in the bank, or they get $1 million grant. But all of a sudden, the government had 130, $140 million ready to go to use the James Webb Telescope to look at something. Okay,
Okay.
so the theory was number one, they saw a row of planets that had artificial lights on them.
You're saying
Okay,
there's a theory they saw planets that had life.
yes,
Okay.
lights,
Lights. Oh,
artificial lights on the planet. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Artificial lights. Okay.
The next one was they saw
Oh,
something. They saw a craft. Okay, that turned around and was headed towards Earth. Okay,
I did not hear
so
this.
these have been the theories. Okay, so as far as the drones, right? Like you would agree, dude. It's mass hysteria now, right? Would
It's
you think?
becoming. I see. I'm talking about it with you tonight, and I don't care about that stuff. But now I'm caring about it because it's. I've
You
been.
don't know.
Everything I saw today on the internet and social is talking about it, and I was listening to a political podcast. They started talking about it because they're scared over it.
And you don't know what's real and
No,
what's not real. When you watch
no.
on TikTok and on Twitter, you're seeing so many videos, dude. You don't know what the timeline is, where they came from, what you're seeing, none of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So my theory is that UFOs, right? The lack of a better term, UFOs
Okay.
started arriving,
They started
little
showing up.
ones.
Small ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in order to hide these unidentified flying objects, I think our government has been launching drones to confuse the shit out of everybody.
So you think these are
So
our
that way,
drones?
I think there's some that are. I think majority of them are drones, but it was to cover up other items in the sky that were not drones,
I see. Okay.
just to confuse everybody.
Right, because you there's like all these objects. The majority are drones. You think they're drones, like they're all drones. So you're thinking
They
it's just
are majority of them are man-made drones that they've been launching, right? But some of these drones, dude, are big. Like
they're
the
really big.
most a drone can hold. The most a drone can hold is 50 pounds of
I was gonna say
cargo.
to see
Okay,
it from the naked eye, like it's got to be fairly large.
but there's all sorts of different shaped drones and lights and fixed wing drones that people are seeing, taking images of.
Hmm.
So I think UFOs started showing up. Small ones started showing up. So then they tell whatever agency start launching drones in the sky just to basically confuse everybody, to take their mind off of what they should be looking at.
So
So because
you're thinking the government is just like this trying to distract us from like even asking about it. But do you think they know everything about these aliens?
I think they know a little bit, but they don't really know. I think they
So
know a little bit.
so that's
You know
your
what it reminds
theory.
me of, dude? You
Okay.
know what it reminds me of? Okay. Do you remember the movie, Steven Spielberg, the movie with Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, 40 years old, very classic movie. Richard
You haven't
Dreyfuss.
seen it in a long time. So I don't know if you remember the scene or not, but there's a scene in the movie where they're making contact with the aliens,
Uh,
and they're using different lights and sounds,
mhm.
like boo doo doo
They
doo,
tried to
right?
do that on Independence Day. I just watched that last week. Didn't work out.
And then they show up, and then these little UFOs show up with like little lights on them.
Okay.
Man, it really reminded me of
Close Encounters.
seeing that movie again. And it reminded me of that. And I had heard about there's a character in the movie who's French. He's a French research, some sort of scientist. I don't know,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in so
And
long.
I'd heard that he was a real person that Steven Spielberg had met who helped him with UFO research because he said he had seen UFOs and he knew about them.
That makes
So
sense. Spielberg uses a lot of real life research to any of
right?
his ideas. It's usually like a real person or an idea. So why New Jersey? Why New Jersey? It seems like they're all
Well,
in New Jersey,
okay.
right?
Here's my other theory about that. Okay,
Okay.
so they've been known like UFOs been known to hover and go around military installations. Okay,
Okay. That's true. Yes. Verifiable.
what I what I
Or
think.
the spheres,
Okay,
the things, right?
this is my crazy theory. Okay,
Why we're doing
is
this on
that
Rumble.
they're following certain people of the government. Maybe there's certain people who have something in their homes, or there's something stored somewhere that these aliens know what it is, and they're letting us know we know about your fucking shit, and they're coming to hover over and to analyze whether this is a threat to them or whether it's not a threat to them.
So you're saying like installations or even possibly people, like important people,
Important people who brought
like they're
something
on
home into their
assignment.
house, or maybe they've got something in their house or their basement, or they maybe they work at a facility and they have certain type of remnants on them, like some sort of nuclear something, whatever it is
Something
that's on
that's a
their
okay,
clothing.
like maybe there's something going on in New Jersey the government is sponsoring that is attracting these drones and their alien drones.
Remember, there's I'm gonna use the word alien
Sure, because I'm
and
just
then the word
interested what
drone.
versus you unidentified, right? Because I'm just interested. Why New Jersey, right? I've been there.
Because
You've been there.
I
It's like what? Why New Jersey?
because I think that there's something there's you have FBI people, you have
Wasn't
people who
yeah,
work
what
for.
right, that's true. Wasn't 3 Mile Island out there or something? Didn't they do they did the
Well,
Manhattan Project is nuclear. Maybe there's nuclear out
I
there, right?
think there's a military there's a military some sort of military base out there somewhere, and that's where Trump's that is it Mar-a-Lago is out there or something or some shit or not Mar-a-Lago but
Mar-a-Lago's in Florida.
but there's no there's something there for Trump like some sort of house or something. I'm not sure, but
Okay, you're saying there's a
I
Trump
think
thing, okay.
there's a
Oh,
military
shit.
base somewhere in that area.
Okay, look, I've got, something here that, is interesting. I just pulled it up while you were talking. Check this out. Let me take I keep forgetting to take off the
Oh,
banner.
nuclear power plant, sure, right?
Yeah, it says, "Drones reported above nuclear power plants." Okay, and that was 14 hours ago. New Jersey's largest
So
utility firm begs feds to shut down airspace over nuclear. Wow. Okay.
so remember this
Wow.
dude that I've heard through my intelligence sources,
This is
okay, is
NewJersey.com. So
that
this is legit, like straight on the ground news. Oh, I gotta unlock it.
I've
Boom.
heard through my intelligence sources that
Yes.
we've logged down anywhere from 15 to 35 different alien species that we've encountered or captured or seen. Okay.
Okay.
So we could have had a species show up who's just checking Earth out for the first time and they're attracted to nuclear energy or nuclear fusion. And now people are going home from this power plant and they're following people home to their houses in New Jersey.
Okay, that would make sense. So you're saying that there are
Because they're
drones are like investigating nuclear power or whatever's going on. Maybe it's way beyond nuclear. Who knows? Maybe they're doing something that's very like, double splitting the atom or something. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know where I'm going with this. Maybe they're doing something in the nuclear, like Stranger Things, right? Where they're doing something like dimensional or something like that no one's seen before, but it's attracting the aliens. It's beyond
we
nuclear, is
do
what I'm
know
saying.
this
But they're
is
using
that it's
nuclear
mass
power to do
hysteria.
something. What's that?
It's mass hysteria now,
Uh,
and there's no logical reason to have 5 or 10 or 15 drones in the air
it's like 50
at
or
the same
something, isn't it?
time. There's no reason to fly a drone near a nuclear. There's parts of the of the flights and of the airspace that by military installations you can't fly drones. You can't fly
No, you can't
anything like
fly
that
anything.
without.
Yeah. But they're right, and so back to that article, they're New Jersey officials are saying, "Hey, do something about these drones," but the F nobody's doing anything. Here's my thought: why can't we just shoot these fucking things down? Right? Why are we not engaging them?
Um, well, well, number one, this is what I find kind of odd. Is like there's no, okay, dude, there's no clear pictures of anything.
That too. And don't you think with all the technology, we could have a clear picture, and is are they disappearing in the daytime? Because it's been like 3 or 4 days, right?
Yeah. Now, did you hear
Where are they
about
at in
this?
the daytime?
Okay.
I have
So
my
did you
theory,
hear? Did
by
you
the way.
see Elon?
I'll give it to you in a second, but go ahead.
Did you see Elon Musk tweet about it?
No, I usually I'm religiously following him. I missed it. What did he say? Should I
So
go to it?
Elon thinks he thinks it's a hoax perpetrated
Oh.
by the U.S. government to push Iranian war. Okay,
Oh,
like
like it's the
you
Iranians
probably saw this half-wit Republican senator, or whatever his name was, congressman, come out and
saying
say
it's
it
Iran,
was
right?
Iran.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's how this guy knows. I don't know. Okay, how the hillbilly congressman knows this double secret Iran business. I don't know if how he knows this, but the
So
idea that Iran can float a ship out there and no one sees them, I'm not buying it at all. Okay. And by the way, let's just say you're Iran, right? Okay.
yeah.
Why do you need to fly drones? You could just call Mohammed and say, drive down to New Jersey with a fucking iPhone and take pictures and walk around. Why you don't need to fly drones? Like, there's no reason to fly a drone to plan an attack on the United States. You can just go into a shopping mall or to a movie theater and wreak havoc on people, right?
Well, okay.
You don't
So
need to.
you're saying I forget his name. I saw the video. You're saying that he is saying that it's Iran like doing a hostile activity, planning to attack us with the drones, and Elon's saying that's a hoax that the government wants us to believe in order to create war with Iran. So
Yeah,
both these
yeah.
guys are saying it's not supernatural intergalactic Beastie Boys at all. This is like just humans doing human stuff.
Now I did see something about. I think it was some sort of sheriff or something, or some sort of local official in the area said that he saw 50 drones come up from the water.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I don't know if he said came from the water or came from like over the water, but also here's the thing about drones, right? Like you got to in order to put something in the air, you have to have propulsion. Okay, so like your typical drone battery, you're gonna have maybe 30 minutes of time to fly a drone in the air. Okay.
Yeah, let's get into
Um,
this because you know about drone technology. I don't. Let's get into this. And we also have a
or
relative. We won't say who it is. We have to ask him about that. I haven't even thought to ask him about it, who knows a lot
right.
about drones in the military. So we have a source, guys. I'll have to check in with him.
So either you have to have a large battery, okay,
Sure. To sustain like
or
hours of flying.
you have to have a, let's say, a gasoline powered drone, okay, or you have some solar drone that has solar panels and it can keep in the air. I guess can just fly forever in
Yeah.
I guess, but it takes propulsion to keep that drone in the air. So if you're running out of battery, you
And
got
and,
maybe
the-
an
and they're
hour.
kind of just hovering, right?
They're hovering, they're going up, they're going down. I saw one where it's like I've seen this video over and over again where it's like spraying something. I don't even know what it is,
Well,
right?
I'll say this. I was watching a political podcast from earlier today, and they stopped and said, "Hey, I'm on X right now, and one of my friends that's like works for Fox News or something or NBC, they're tweeting about it. They're concerned. It's in their neighborhood right now in New Jersey." I'm like, It's like it is like in the zeitgeist right now. Am I saying that right? Okay, I found that video that I think you were talking about. I'm gonna jump to it, and where the cat was saying like this is Iran. Let me see here. Let me jump to it. Okay, let me jump to it, and here it is. Very high. It's on Fox News. It was a Fox News interview. Here we go.
There are 3 simple
Oh,
changes I know
sorry,
all
guys.
of
We
my
got to watch
arthritis
a
patients
commercial.
will
Hold
make.
on.
Number 1, you have to start drinking.
Skip the commercial.
We
Here
have
we go.
objects in the sky that are the size of an SUV over any city, over any state. It's an invasion
Size of an
of our
SUV? I
airspace.
did not know
In
that.
focus now, Republican Congressman Jeff
Well,
of New Jersey, member of the House Judiciary Committee on the Hill right now. How do you address this at this point?
Well, here's the real deal, Harris. You know, I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people. And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off. I'm
Looks like he's reading something.
It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones. Is everything that we
totally
can
looks
see
like
or
he's reading
hear.
a script,
and again, these
man.
are from high sources. I don't see
a mothership.
Now, you know, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know. It could have been
really
some
big
really
compared to that house.
glorified hobbyist or hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward.
So now he's saying Iran and China had a deal. Yeah, so that's the guy you're talking about.
Dude, okay, you've seen these congressional hearings where they have on cryptocurrency or on Facebook, and these guys don't know what anything is. They don't know they don't know about social media. They don't know about.
You're right. That's true. They have no idea. Asking what is a tweet?
They're just
like that. How does Google work?
They just had some sort of hearing about drones. I was watching this, and they had a bunch of random guys in uniforms talking about drones in Mexico. It was just a bunch of nonsense. They had some guy from the FBI saying, "We don't know what they are, but we know they're harmless." It's the same. It was just a bunch of nonsense, right? So it's just they're just going in circles.
Well, I want to.
So
while we're talking. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Didn't mean to cut you off. Good.
That is my theory: is that there are UFOs that were started to float around, military installations, and I think one reason why they freaked out so much and why they did this PSYOP process, right? Why we started launching drones in the sky to
so you believe there are drones? You're firm on that. You think there are?
No, well, remember, there's drones and then there's UFOs.
Yeah.
Okay. And to me, the UFO is like an actual creature inside a craft.
Yes.
Fucking
like
zooming around.
Driving around, like Independence Day with like tentacles and shit.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Like with Men in Black.
Look, let's be honest. We all want that. We want that. That's exciting.
But I think one reason why they did this so quickly, if we think about this too, dude, is that like there's multiple different types of drones we're seeing, right? Big ones, small ones, round ones, fixed wings, lights blinking, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think that they basically, like I say this is my conspiracy theory, right?
They would be the U.S. government.
Right? They tell a bunch of people, launch your drone, launch your drone, launch your drone, and they just start launching drones in the sky.
Creating drone chaos. Drones of anarchy.
Drone chaos, right? To distract everybody. Because the aliens that showed up, we do not know them. We do not know how hostile they are. And they went directly for a nuclear facility.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's why I think the U.S. is so aggressive in this, because they don't know their unpredictability of who these creatures are, what their intentions are, what they're planning or what they're doing, but they're not going away like the other ones normally do.
Got it. Right. Okay. Because the other ones would like show up and like get as soon as we show interest, they're out. Right. Or we've heard all those stories for 2 years. The spheres and the cubes, they fly up to the ship and they're out. Right. or they accidentally hit the ships because it is what they don't see them. So, okay, so here's where, okay, I'm catching what you're putting down. You're saying that we're encountering, maybe the aliens are at a level that we can't see with the naked eye per se, right? But they're there. Our radars detected them or whatever it is. You're saying they launched those drones as like a distraction, like a test to see what will, like if they're hostile, boom, they hit one of our drones and then we know it's on.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's just to distract from us seeing the real aliens.
Remember, okay. Remember the opening of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where they're dancing in
yes, anything goes. Kate Capshaw,
the nightclub, right?
Yes,
and then there's a diamond.
Yes, the diamond, Dr. Jones. Yeah, this
and
is the antidote to the poison you drank. Okay.
What happens to the diamond? It falls on the floor.
And it gets mixed up in Kate Capshaw's trying to find it, and it's all mixed up in the ice.
It knocks over in the ice.
Yeah, the ice hits it, and then it's like you can't find it.
Because you blend it all in, but the diamond blends with all the ice.
Good point. I see your point. So you're saying some of those drones might be alien technology, but some of them are ours, and you can't tell the difference.
And we're just launching drones so that we can't tell who's who.
So why would we do that, but like not expect them to be hostile or not expect them to, like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they got to know they're not going to attack them, right?
They're not trying to attack these creatures or these UFOs. They're just putting drones in the sky to get people to look in different directions.
So in order for this theory to be valid, it would mean that we know what we're doing in the sense that we know they're not going to attack them or we know they're not hostile. Because wouldn't that be like an experiment if you don't know what you're doing? I see your point, but I'm just saying, wouldn't that be like, okay, there's alien technology. Let's launch 50 of our drones. Wouldn't we think they're going to start scrapping in the air and there's going to be a battle or something? Unless we're confident that's not going to happen.
These are advanced creatures. Okay, they look at these drones. They're like, what the fuck is this? Like they're not even looking at these things.
I see. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm saying is we're confident to go with your theory. We're either confident or we're gambling that it's not going to be some sort of like intergalactic war up there over New Jersey. Right. So you're saying the drones are going up there to distract. It's just, we don't know which drone is ours. Well, like they would, but like citizens wouldn't know the difference between an alien drone and our drone if they're all up there scrambling. So you're saying it's kind of like subterfuge by our country. So our country's so it's simply the subterfuge because they think we're too stupid. If we know what's going on, we're going to freak out. And it's just kind of dumbing down us. It's a distraction for us. The government is just treating us like dummies is what your theory is.
They're doing a psyop. Like they're making things so confused in the sky. We don't know what's what.
Okay, well, got you. Now I have my theory, and it's kind of like yours. Well, mine doesn't have aliens involved, but here's my theory. And by the way, we do have people watching live on Rumble, YouTube, and X. Thanks, guys, for watching. There is a chat that's live. If you want to jump in and give us your comments or come in, like we're at a point where after I give my theory, if you want to jump in, we'll take your comment or your question. You don't have to go on video. You can do it on audio as a caller, or you can do video. I will give you a link. Just jump in the chat and say, I want to join, and I'll give you the link. But just so you know, doesn't matter what platform you're on. We're streaming live on 3 platforms. I can see all of your chats in the same spot, so don't worry about that. Okay, so here's my theory. My theory is that these are all our drones, and this is a defense test of drone technology, like a Star Wars type thing with drones, like protecting. So let's say we were under attack. We would launch these drones, and then they're over New Jersey, and it's like a shield of drones, and we're testing it out to see how well it would go in case of emergency. That's what I'm thinking. They're all ours, and it's like a drone test. And
we would put grenades on them or something, or like
yeah. So like they're defense drones, like Like there's no weapons on them now, but they're testers. But the thought would be if we're ever dealing with maybe a missile
I'll
coming
tell you
over
why you're
for an
wrong.
invasion, it's like why are they on the Jersey Shore, right? Because it would be shoreline defense around the entire nation. They would rise
I'll
up.
tell you why you're wrong.
Right? Huh?
I'll
What?
tell you why you're wrong.
But you understand what I'm saying? My theory.
I do.
Okay.
I've thought about this, but you're wrong.
And okay, fair enough. But I'm also, to add to it, going to your theory, we don't know what it is, and they don't care if we know. They're just doing what they do. This is what the military does. They're also testing our responses. This is a psyop as well, but it's our technology that they're saying, what if we just did like a drone shield, right? Okay. That's my thought.
If that was the case, every drone would be the same drone.
You mean the same style?
Same style, same everything.
And you're sure they're not? I haven't checked this, but because you know more about me, you're positive they're not the same drone.
I've seen some as large. They said some as large as cars, some as large as vehicles. Some of them are tiny, some of them are round.
That doesn't mean they're not ours, though. Like, they could be different styles. Like, for example, a larger car drone would hold a missile. A smaller drone would be like artillery, like guns, right? Maybe it's different kind of I think they're military drones. Man, I really wish I would have asked our relative that we have. I'm not going to say who it is on live. Man, I really wish I would have asked him. I had dinner with him last night, and we didn't even talk about this. He totally knows.
There would be. It would all be. You know. Have you ever seen a drone show online, like in China or something like that?
No, see, you watch this stuff more than me. I'm like I'm not even in the drone like.
They can, they're gonna outlaw fireworks and drones that can make shapes in the sky. They can make faces. They can do the drone thing is like it's bananas. Okay.
You mean they can do so many things with artillery?
Dude, we don't even have to worry about like nuclear weapons now are not the main focus anymore of like defense. It is you don't need to launch a nuke. You can launch 1,000 drones at a city and just
that's my point. That's my point. My point is that's what they're doing. I think they're testing that theory. Because what's the best thing to fight a drone with? You fight, like Chronicles of Riddick. How do you beat evil? A better evil. So I could see if we had if the drones are attacking us, wouldn't it be smart to have drones to intercept drones? That's what I'm saying.
If it were 60 of the exact same drone, I could agree with your theory, but it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm just guessing. It just seemed logically I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's so crazy.
That's what it is. There's that logic says one thing, right? Logic is like, why would there be a bunch of drones flying around New Jersey? Why would there be a drone hovering over people's houses and like what is going on here? Like there's no rhyme or reason to this, right?
Yeah.
So it feels like that we've been forced into this. Is that okay? Something's shown up, and then it's general call general. Like, what the fuck do we do? He's like, Operation fucking distraction. Call your guys and launch shit in the sky.
So this interesting article just popped up, kind of back on your theory. Now I like what you just said. I'm going to go on that. The theory or the guy's theory, not your theory, but the politician's theory that like, oh hey, we got Iran has a drone ship. Well, Business Insider is saying they do have a drone carrier. That's a thing. Apparently, that's an image of it. So there are aircraft or there are carriers in the ocean built by foreign adversaries that are designed to carry drones. Okay, that is a thing, which I didn't know until like right now, kind of crazy. Okay, now, but on the other side of it, Business Insider, they're a bunch of liars. They print more lies than probably the New York Times. So I'm not sure how true this story is, but it's out there. I'm just posting it for people watching. If they're interested, they can look it up. But my point is this does debunk the Iran drone thing. I think we're all safe to say that's not a thing. So okay.
Well,
So do you think there's okay? So back to your theory. Well, go ahead, and then I have a question on your theory.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, here's my question on your theory. Okay, so sorry, that's the wrong graphic, guys. Here's my question on your theory. You're saying, okay, let's track it back. Jeff Goldblum, Independence Day. Oh, it's a countdown. Oh, okay. It's aliens. Okay, you're saying aliens are detected by our people, U.S.
Yeah.
They launch Operation Drones of Anarchy. Send 50 drones up to a subterfuge. Okay. Is there like a drone, like an alien? Like, who do you call up to go, okay, who's our expert on this? Like, I know you have a drone expert, but would you have an alien drone? Like, who would make the decision to do the subterfuge, right? Because you're saying this is something that is a strategy. Who would come up with that concept that your strategy would be subterfuge with drones, right? Because, like, I was just watching Olympus Has Fallen, and there's always like the third person that becomes a president. He's like, get me our expert on South Korea, get me our expert on, the demilitarized. Like, who would be the expert they would call to make that choice? Is there like a expert over alien encounters? Like who makes that call, and how do you have that already in like the can that's our move, right?
Yeah, I
See what I'm
remember
saying?
that they pretty okay. So the people in the military, dude, they get paid to play war games,
Okay, sure, we know
right?
this.
They get paid to sit around and form think tanks, and their job is to say, okay, if this happens, what do we do? If if a situation happens, what do we do in this situation?
Okay, so it's already
So
on the books. That's their strategy.
it may have been this was a
CENTCOM.
haphazard. That's why the drones are different styles because they have different groups of people launching drones, and they don't have a uniform drone that they're using. They're just making sure they get a drone in the air to cause distractions. And it could be where they're on a cycle, right? Now that they started doing this, and even if they don't see an alien craft appear or detect something, they launch drones anyway now, just to
Okay.
clog up the traffic, just to put a drone in the sky and cause mass hysteria.
Okay, I see your point. So you're saying
To
that
stop.
this is they would probably do this for a number of different national crises or things they
They're
want to
just doing it
distract us
on.
from.
They're just doing it on a cycle, right? And then they start launching them in what is it now in Florida somewhere or New York? They're launching them
How
now.
how long has
Oh,
I'm gonna jump to, let's see here, CBS. Um, let's see if they tell us how long have we been. How long has this been going on? Drone sightings in New York, New Jersey. Okay, it's more than just New Jersey. It's New York and Pennsylvania and other states. See, that kind of goes to my theory of like like practicing a defense across the coast, the East Coast, like with like a drone
no,
defense. Thousands of
I
tips.
just
Is
think
that true? Wow,
it's just a mass hysteria, dude. They're launching them everywhere now. They're
that's what I'm
causing mass
saying.
hysteria.
Okay, so multiple
So you
sightings:
don't.
Jersey, New York suburban, Rockland County. Whoops, sorry, we have a little ad. Buy some earbuds. On Friday night, activity shut down runways at an airport in Orange County, New York.
Yeah. See, that.
See,
Okay.
this is a big
That
like,
right there.
what's going on, man? You know?
So that right there, dude. That stuff like that, dude. If you're doing that, if you're some fucking Yahoo and you're flying in an airport, air restricted space, yeah, you're fucking done. Like the
Right.
FAA is
Like,
gonna come.
yeah. So why is this? No one's doing anything in our government about it.
Because I think they know. I think they know what it is. That's why no one's doing
They
anything.
have to. So
They
whatever it is, either
they
they're
don't.
doing it or they know if there's an alien presence, they're covering it up. You
They
think they're
don't want to.
covering it up?
They don't want to. They don't want to publicly react.
True.
And okay, let's say this, right? Let's say that I kind of thought about this today. I thought this is kind of a wild idea that maybe that they're launching drones and the alien technology is taking control of the drones and they're going buck wild. and that's why they're just floating
Wow.
into restricted airspace.
That is actually a really interesting theory. So you're saying now possibly we put our drones up with their, with your plan. Their plan was to like subterfuge,
Right?
but now the drones are being taken over and we can't bring them back. That could be
Could
it.
be.
Well, did you see this here? Okay, this Murphy guy, whoever this is, he must be with the government. He's not RoboCop Murphy. Who's this Murphy? Okay. Oh, the governor, Phil Murphy. And okay, he says during a call-in program Wednesday night, Murphy said he would be bringing up the issue with the White House on Thursday, but assured constituents that the drones, as of now, don't appear to pose a safety threat. How does he know? It says based on everything we know, there's no public safety risk we're aware of. On the other hand, it's frustrating to not have more answers on this. What does he know? That is weird to me. That is weird to me.
He doesn't know anything.
Well, he's acting like he does, though. Like, it seems like he's acting like he doesn't. And I don't know. It's just, that's weird to me.
Somebody
What he's
above
saying, the
him,
quote is weird. Unless it's being misquoted, that's a weird quote.
It's
Like
just
he's worried about it.
Going,
What's that?
it's just like Mayorga going on the whatever show, I think today on the Sunday talk show going,
Yeah.
there's no problems. But what are they? Well, we don't know.
Yeah, that's super inconsistent. Oh, we have a comment. Okay, so Arnon Kas from YouTube. Thanks for watching, Arnon. He says, hello. We are also starting to have surprising drone flights in Paris, France, Lyon, and Marseille. Well, we're assuming you're from France. Thanks for watching in France. First of all, we don't know who you are, so you could be totally trolling us, and you probably are. Thank you for trying. Yeah, but you know what? If you are trolling us, thanks. That actually makes us feel really good. We're being trolled. Adam, have you heard anything? Bishop, sorry, have you heard anything about drones in Paris?
I have not, but I mean, this is how. What movie was this? Where they showed up everywhere? Was it Independence Day? Where they just go to certain parts of the country and like landing and like waiting the giant crash. So it could be, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, unfortunately for Arnon Cassius 57, I cannot find anything on the old Google machine about drones in France. But maybe Google's being completely controlled by the government too, and they don't want us to know what's going on in France. Our prayers go out to you because you're fucked if that's true. You're so fucked in France. What's that?
It's Macron's old ass wife floating in the sky on some sort of parasail.
She does look like a sleeve stack from Land of the Lost. She does look odd. Like she looks like if a lizard person was faking being a person, that's what it would look like. His wife looks like a lizard person. Like remember V from the old days? V the visitors, and there were lizards inside. That's what I think she is. It's good to know they're watching us in Francais. I tried to pull up drones in France. I don't say it. I do see a lot of stuff saying drones are not allowed in France, which is weird. Bishop, have you heard about that? Drones not.
I don't know about that.
Google is saying drones are outlawed in France. You can't fly them, according to what I just pulled up.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that is totally like Independence Day if they show up in France. Thank you guys for your comment. Also, by the way, follow us. Appreciate that. Follow me, subscribe on YouTube. That's awesome. If you want to join us, we'll be on for a few more minutes. Let me know in the chat. I'll drop the link and tell you how to jump on. It's not as easy as you might think. There's a couple of steps. If you jump through those hoops, we know you're serious. So we appreciate that. I had another question that popped out of my head. Okay, let's just tell the future. Like this has been going on since what, Wednesday or Thursday or something, like 3 or 4 days.
Like for quite a while.
Yeah. How long do you think this will go? Like they will become the great drone crisis in New Jersey?
Until they leave.
Brilliant. So, okay. Oh, here he is. Armand comes back in, not a troll. Thank you, sir. All right. We're just having fun with you. We appreciate that. By the way, if you have any kind of links or news stories or anything like that, put it on my X, Jason J. Daniel. Tag me, upload the video and tag me. That would be awesome. And then I'll take a look at it, and then I'll respond to you. If you follow me on YouTube, subscribe to me, I can message you back on your comments, and that'll be cool. We'll look into that. So if you have any kind of clips or articles, hit me, Jason J. Daniel. I'll put the info up right here. Let's see here. Hold on real quick. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Here you go. Here's the info. X, Jason J. Daniel. Okay, go ahead, Bishop.
So here's something else that from my intelligence resources have educated me on, as far as aliens, right?
Got it.
If you notice, dude, we always see these drones at dim light or into the dark, right?
Yes.
They're not showing up they're not showing up at 6 a.m. They're not showing up at 1 o'clock, right there. Most of these clear pictures are showing up between like twilight to dark, right? So for my UFO alien research, okay,
yes,
is that extraterrestrials cannot see. They can see during the daytime on Earth, but not very well.
Okay, so this is verified by your sources.
By my sources,
they cannot. Okay, gotcha.
So that is why at times during the daytime in the sky, they've had collisions or mid-air collisions with UFOs because they don't see fighter jets that well.
Interesting. Okay, I see where you're going.
Right. Okay. For example, you know the Foo Fighters story?
I don't think so.
Okay. You know the group, the Foo Fighters?
Of course, yes. There goes my hero. Those guys.
Yeah.
Cobain's guys.
During the war, there were so many UFOs in the air following our troops into battle in the air. They were called Foo Fighters. That's what they call the UFOs. And they went to their commanding officers and said, "There's so many of these things in the air, we're afraid we're going to hit them."
Okay.
Right? So that's why at night they see better. They show up in the evening because they see better in the evening. They see better at night because their fucking eyes are fucking wide. Because they're traveling through space. Space has no light, dude.
There's no light in space. That is true.
Right?
So are you saying they're kind of reptilian? Because reptiles have good sight in the dark.
I've heard there's like different types of.
I'm not high for this discussion. I now need to be high for this at this point.
I've heard there's like 35 different species that we've recorded that we've encountered, and some are reptilian-like, some are creature-like, some are like Nordic, they call Nordic. Some of them are like human-like. I've heard all sorts of different stories, and
if you think about it, why couldn't there be all sorts of different species of other life? We have different cultures and species on this planet.
There's a number of them, dude, that they're like there's a number of them that are tiny fucking creatures. Okay. They're tiny motherfuckers. So like when they see us, dude, they're terrified of us because we're massive to them. They're fragile. Their body structures are fragile. Their skin is fragile. Their skulls are fragile. They don't want anything to do with us because we can just boom with our arm kill one of them. Or
so you're saying some of them are maybe like very small, and we're very to them we're giants.
We're giants.
Yeah,
and
we're
that's
giants.
Why they stay in the air.
What's that?
And we're like that's why they stay in the air. They never land. Like I'm not going down there
because we seem very dangerous. Got it. Wow.
To them.
That makes sense.
I mean,
like if you went to a city and saw everybody walking around from high up, it's like all the activity. It's like crazy. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, wow. This has been fun. Well, you've answered all my questions. We'll wrap it up. Wow. We could go on for a while on this. I'd like to do aliens. I would like to just talk about alien theories, one night pretty soon. That would be fun. So, your final thoughts. What do you any other final thoughts before we wrap it, or that's your final answer? You think there's an alien presence right now? Our government knows about it, and it's subterfuge. The drones are up there to distract us. And you're saying possibly things got out of control, and the aliens are now taking the drones over, and we have no clue. Now it's a whole clusterfuck. How to stop it?
It could be because if they're flying into controlled airspace like that, then that means that either someone is careless, someone flew a drone into a controlled airspace, which means that like you're careless, right?
Yeah.
And by law, when you have a drone, dude, by law, you have to have your markings on the side of it.
You're saying
That
if it's
way,
just
if you
average
run-
Joes doing it, yeah. And that many?
Well, you have to have your drone registered with the FAA. That way, if you run into something that causes damage with your drone, it
Yeah.
can be easily identified. Okay.
Well, right. I mean, I could see your theory of all these anarchists saying let's fly drones, on this day in Jersey and everybody, but I don't think that could go on for more than a day. They would be discovered. People would find it out.
If you're doing a practical, like some sort of practical joke, right? You're risking a lot to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you could totally be like definitely fined and prosecuted for it depending on how bad the joke is, right? Or the not joke, but how far they take this. If this really is
Look at
drones
this.
of anarchy, they're taking it way far. Flying around
Okay.
nuclear facilities and shit.
Look at it this way. A large-sized drone, dude, can go anywhere from $300 to $3,000.
Sure. That sounds
So
low end.
you want to fly around your $400 drone as a joke and possibly get it confiscated and get a fine and get your
That's
license
not worth it.
revoked and all. Why
Not
would
worth
you even risk doing that?
Yeah, I agree. I
Right?
don't think it's random dudes doing it as a joke. I think it's possible, but I don't think it's happening. You're right. It just seems like the government is like being super chill about it, or they have an agenda. But Trump, did you see
Oh
Trump's
no,
tweet? Trump talked about it, I think, this morning, and he was like, "What the
I
fuck?
don't think
Shoot this shit down."
I don't
right?
think I don't think they're being chill about it at all. I think they're like on the edge of their.
So you
They're
think
on the
you
edge.
think it's out of control and they're in panic mode? The plans they laid went awry. Interesting.
Not necessarily win a ride. They're trying to figure things out as they go. This is the first time this has ever happened before. They've never had to implement this plan before, right? So this is the first for them to experiment of what's happening. And
It's the first time we've seen it, at least that we know of. I mean, we've seen one-off drones. Wouldn't it? What is interesting? They haven't found a way to blame Trump for it. That's interesting because they blame him for everything. And two, it is also interesting that he's not the lead story right now, which he has been for 4 years. It's drones now. Weird. Even the story with Stephanopoulos, you saw that, right? Stephanopoulos lost the big lawsuit with ABC.
I don't know what that. I never heard. I mean, I just heard about that a couple of minutes ago. I didn't know that was even happening. But
yeah, okay.
Whatever.
So, we're wrapping up the show, but I'll just tell you, very quickly, Nancy Mace, Congresswoman, she was on with Stephanopoulos like 6 months ago or something, and Trump had lost it was the rape lawsuit. The civil suit, they found him not liable for a rape, but they gave him a judgment for defamation. So they're saying that Trump was calling her a liar. So the judge said, "You lose for you defamed her," and she got 80 million or something. Okay, so Nancy Mace is a rape survivor, and she's talking to George Stephanopoulos. And Stephanopoulos says, "How can you support Trump? He was found liable for rape." And she said, "You kidding me?" And she starts taking him apart and says, "You're a joke. That's not true. He was not found he's not guilty of that. There's no court judgment." Okay. Well, Trump the next day filed a lawsuit against Stephanopoulos and ABC for like 30 million or something. That's been going through the courts. Yesterday, Stephanopoulos was hit with, or he knew it was coming, I guess, but this morning or last night, he was supposed to be deposed by Trump's lawyers. This morning, they called up Trump and said, "Hey, we don't want to do that. What do you want?" And so they settled for 15 million and an apology. And get this, the 15 million goes right to Trump's presidential library. So they have to write a check specifically for his library. He's making them help build his library with that money. And you know Trump's going to put a plaque saying this money came from Stephan. And Stephanopoulos has been super humbled. And ABC already issued an apology saying we made a mistake. It was wrong. We should have never said it. Stephanopoulos apologized. But I think he has to do an official one on the next episode or something, or tomorrow, since tomorrow's Sunday. But yeah. Anyway, my point is, that is a big story, and it was the story, but drones are the bigger story. So it's like, you'd think that would be, and also they don't want to talk about it because it's a big loss against the whole mainstream media. But I don't know. It's just really weird to me that like the drone story is like becoming the most important story right now.
Remember Trump? He's the first. He implemented Space Force.
That's true. Yeah, we didn't bring that up until right now. That is true.
Right. So this could be a Space Force operation overt Space Force operation we don't know about.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think it could be not Space Force. That's your thought, which I can agree with. I think it's a military, like, you think it's a mess. I think it's on purpose, and I think they're doing a drone like show of force for the world. Like, this is our drone defense. But whoever they go, right? Wherever they become, I guess the question is, where are they coming from? Where are they going? We know this. People are tracking this. Like, somebody's got to know where these things are going, unless once the daytime hits, they're just hard to spot, or they elevate. Is that what you're thinking? And they've just been there for days and days. They're not landing.
Well, you know what probably happens is the aliens, okay, they go back to the ocean where they usually came from. And then our drones go back down to whatever.
So you're thinking they're going right into the water? You're thinking the drones are like amphibious, where they're in the water and they're coming out?
Well, remember when you say drone, I'm referring to a man-made vehicle that is being flown by a human being.
Okay.
Okay, from a remote. Okay. When I say alien, I mean the freaking aliens who I think they either came here from a different dimension or they came here through the ocean somehow, through the water.
Okay, so you think the drone? Okay, so you're thinking the aliens look like a drone is the best word we have, is what you're probably saying. They're like little. They're small.
I think that they have purposely installed the word drone in our lexicon to confuse us because we keep saying the word drone. Okay,
but it's not. But drones are man-made. A UFO is not a drone. That's what you're saying.
Unidentified flying object.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
UFO, and they put up a drone next to it, and then we're like, hey, like, which one's the alien? Which one's the drone? We don't know. They're all drones. Yeah. They're all drones now.
They're all drones now. So you're thinking it's part of the psyop. Now we're all calling. Now moving forward, we're gonna call it a drone, not necessarily a UFO. You're saying this is kind of the brainwashing. That makes sense. I totally agree with that. Which makes it more palatable and makes it less scary. Believe it or not, because drone is not a scary word because we think it's a robot that's controlled by a sentient being.
Now you see a light in the sky that's twinkling, that's going.
Oh, it's a drone.
Some direction. Like, it's a drone. You don't even question it anymore. It's just a drone.
It's just a drone. Interesting. Wow. Well, this has been a good conversation. It's fun. We had our boy Cassius 57 jump in from Paris, France, which was fun. And then he even gave us a second comment. We got to test waters a little bit. All right. So to wrap it up, it's been over an hour. Thanks for hanging out. This has been fun. So you're thinking it's a subterfuge. There's aliens involved. We're trying to cover it up. I think it's we'll see how this works out. I think it's drone defense that we're creating. It's us putting like a drone shield up. We're testing it. We're seeing how people react. It's a show of force to show the world, hey, we're going to have a defense around the entire coast of the United States. And I guess you could do it along the border of Canada, Mexico, and all that stuff. If you think about it, drones could actually solve the problem of maybe immigration, and to a certain point, illegal immigration. If you had drones on the border, shooting people.
Not really.
A drone could like track you, go, stop you, and go, do you, like Terminator, Zoom in on your
Picture
face.
of you walking across the
RoboCop.
border.
What's that?
Take a picture of you walking across the border freely. That's how it'll
No,
do.
actually say you are now like in violation of code, blah, blah, blah. You know how like RoboCop would do it. And then it
Can
just
you
draws,
drop a net
draws
on
a
them or
gun and says,
something?
do not cross. What's that?
Drop a net on them or something, or like
Yeah, throws a
shoot them
net.
dead?
Yeah, you're right, dude. He could drop a net on you. Could totally do that. I'm just saying. I'm thinking big. I'm thinking big. You know, Trump would go drone defense against the border, or just
Well, no, they use drones right now, but they're useless on the border.
they're not doing it. Yeah, what do you? Yeah, I guess you know what do you? Yeah, they're not doing anything. I mean,
They're
I
just
suppose. I
recording
mean,
people walking across.
yeah. I mean, but I'm just saying, if a drone just if you rush across the border and the drone goes right in front of you, and you're like, I can't get past this drone, that would be like it would make you go back, right?
No, dude. Next up is going to be androids. They put out there full time.
Dude, that's right.
That
Yeah, you've
walk in
seen
the desert,
obviously Elon's Android, right? That's like, dude, that'd be crazy.
right?
I mean, eventually war will be fought by robots, I think. Don't you?
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah, I mean, it is.
if an
already.
invading robot force comes in, like, and you know, like, and we fight them with robots, like that's the future of war, I think.
Right. Yeah, you're
Because
right.
like rather than collateral damage, like whoever, because if you have like all if the robots are fighting, the androids are fighting, and then like your androids are all out, like you goes to the people, right? So it could be the first defensive battle, right? So you don't have to engage people. But I mean, we're already, if you think about it, we're droning the fuck out of the entire Middle East as it is. So we are engaging with Android. Would you call an Android a drone? I mean, or is that just two different technologies?
The drone is basically like like a behavior of the android. It's like the android can be free thinking, I guess, with AI to make its own decisions. But then
It could with directives.
a drone is, you know, I control the android, the robot from a location.
Yeah, right. Got it. Drone is
Um,
like a person controlling it. A android is sentient to whatever capabilities it has to make judgment decisions predicated on the situation. Okay, it finds itself in. Interesting.
like a space shuttle, like a satellite is a drone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You program ones and zeros.
And it
When you
moves
get
and does
here,
whatever,
open this
drops
up.
something.
When you get there, do this. You launch, drop this. When you get to this distance, open this up. This canopy, release this item. Those are drones,
That makes
right?
sense. Okay.
What's coming next is an android that can think independently, who can walk in the desert, who can encounter an enemy combatant, who can identify what enemy combatant looks like,
Take a
identify
picture of
them,
it, record it.
not only take a picture of them, but pull out their fucking gun and shoot this guy dead in the fucking desert.
Yeah, but like actually record like you could go back and go, okay, what kind of encounters did it have? That's interesting. And then it could do recognition and you could get the data. That's crazy. Thinking about that, like if a country doesn't have the technology to have Android fighters, hypothetically, like what an advantage that would be to have an Android force invade like a small country, right? Like and androids, like they have no conscience. So like they're not going to be in a situation like, so if you're like in Iraq and then it is a terrifying thought and it's a real thing, but putting bombs on innocent children and women and pushing like a robot's not going to flinch. It's going to do what it's got to do. It's interesting. Plus I think that's a really interesting thought. That would be a great thing to talk about in the future, even though we're talking about it now. So right on, we can go on and on. Cool. Thanks for hanging out. So we'll wrap up the show right now. So thanks for joining us, guys, on the chat. It's been fun. I want to say thank you to my guest, Bishop. He's at Country. He has his podcast is called Country Fried Podcast. You can find him there on the screen. CFP Country on X, and your account on YouTube and Rumble is just Country Fried Podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, look, yeah. So put that in search, and you can find it, or just search on Google. His stuff is much better than this. It's really great. So you got to check out his podcast. Follow him on X if you can, and subscribe, guys. Please subscribe to my show. I'd really appreciate that as well. I'm on X, Snap, IG, Rumble, and YouTube, all at Jason J. Daniel. And you can subscribe to, if you're watching, whatever feed you're watching this on, because it's live on 3 feeds, you can subscribe there. So that being said, really appreciate it. Have a good one. And I guess that's it. Any last thoughts, Bishop?
All right. No, I'm good.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks for joining. Take care, guys.